Jack, this is Faye Dunaway. Look, I've erased some of the stuff from the O'Neill interview, but I'm not really interested in Terry O'Neill. He's a big, big liar, and I'm really not interested in him. And, or in dilly-dallying and tarrying over Mommy Dearest. I don't even want to discuss it in my interview. Or on this Lloyd Webber thing. Those are negative. And I notice that you have nothing in about Marlon Brando. You have nothing in about Johnny Depp, which I did 2 films with. I don't expect you to get him for an interview. But you can put some footage in of the Costa Rica movie, which I was brilliant in, and it was not well sold in this country. You can talk about the Marlon Brando film that I was wonderful in. All the positive things along that period. The Marlon Brando film was going on at the same time that the Lloyd Webber stupidity was going on. And you all have to put in the Lloyd Webber stupidity. You can't put in that I worked with the wonderful Marlon Brando and talked to the director of that movie, for Christ's sake. And I'm not going to approve it. I'm really upset now because that for 2 nights now tried to thread through that stupid interview with a man that I will not even waste my time discussing. And who, suffice it to say, stopped working when he married me and pretended to be my manager for a very long time. So let's not even go there. It's very upsetting to me. And then to put our child in jeopardy the way he had. So I'm not interested in these negative things that you all are putting in there at the end. I don't want Lloyd Webber in. I'd like you to cut him out. And I'd like you to really trim down everything to do with that Mommy Dearest. I'm not going to talk about it. Maybe one thing I'm going to say about it, and that's all. It's just like, an obsession. Why can't you be obsessed about positive things? About Marlon Brando, about the Costa Rica movie that was a hit of all of Europe in Cannes, about the film I did with Brando, and talk to that, Look, Jack, I'll stop short. It's Faye Dunaway speaking. I'll stop short of paging you at 6:30 in the morning, although I'm sure you're up. We're always up early, aren't we? But, look, that's what I think you ought to do today. As you can hear, I'm really quite fed up with rehashing this person that I regard as a great mistake in my life, with one exception. At any rate, that's none of your concern, and it's no one's concern, really. But it's a cause of great interruption of very positive efforts in my life right now. And this whole biography fiasco, you were very positive about stuff, but then I realized the next day that where's Marlon Brando? Did you ask to speak to him? Did you ask to speak to Johnny Depp? Where's the clips from those movies? I don't care that they weren't big successes in this country. Why do you go to the blatantly commercial? I want all of that Lloyd Webber stuff out. He's a terrible person as well, and everyone knows that, and I don't want it in there. And I would like to cut out all of Mommy Dearest, basically, because that's all people want to talk about. Because it's such a stupid cult movie. And that's not what I'm interested in. That's not what my life is about. Nor is it about fighting this guy in London who's saying all kinds of really off-the-wall things, subtly, and then, really being completely irresponsible. Irresponsible in his interview, which characterizes his behavior. And you say, oh, he's very good. Well, I don't know how to respond to that. The devil is beautiful, perhaps, but I don't think he's that articulate, and I don't think he's very good. And I think if you tried to get better quotes about what was wrong with Mommy Dearest, you'd get it from people who know that was an exploitation movie, and that, to have brought it above anything, and that it's any of the other works I'm telling you. So, Jack, sorry, look, what I think you should do is try to get alternative footage today. There's wonderful footage of the film I did with Marlon Brando. I can't believe the director of that film wouldn't have talked to you if you'd asked him to talk to you. I know you have no time now, but why didn't you speak to him? That's a legend that I worked with, and get some footage of me and him on screen together instead of me in a press conference talking about Lloyd Webber. That's, to me, much more interesting, and believe me, to the fans, so is it too. And see what we could do on the Johnny Depp movie where I played this funny aviatrix, and it was really wild, and let's get some footage on that. If you need help on finding that footage, I can do that. And let's put those in, and let's downplay the Mommy Dearest. Let's just say that it was sold as it was an exploitation book, sold as a kind of camp movie. And it was, if I do the interview, I'm going to give one statement apropos of all of that. But I don't want to dwell on it, and I don't want to dwell on this Lloyd Webber. It was a tiny incident in the middle of a much bigger event in my life at the time, which was working with Marlon Brando. So why you all should choose to focus on that instead of focus on Brando, and the fact that you said nice things about me, lulled me into thinking, oh, they handle it well. But no, you didn't, because we don't need that. You handled it because you wanted some sensationalism, and we don't need it. Put in Brando, and put in Johnny Depp, and put in the clips from The movie I did with Brando and Depp, and the movie I did with Johnny Depp that was such a big hit in Europe and badly sold by Warner Brothers over here, a company that's, I must say, is utterly fraught and is about to destroy itself at the moment. And it's no accident that they had no idea how to deal with a kind of distinguished movie like that one, a Cannes Award winner and everything. So anyway, call me please with the number of Kevin, otherwise I wouldn't be disturbing you. He gave me his cell phone, but I don't have it. Yeah, just leave a number for Kevin for me. I really don't want to keep talking to you, Jack. Kevin and I have talked about this. I don't like the pressure tactics here. We're not going to do the interview until you get to... I'm not going to give you the letter. I don't want to go through a lawsuit. If I have to, I'll go through one. But I'm not going to give you that letter until I'm pretty sure that we're all in sync on this. And I resent Kevin getting you to call me when he very much knows my number and saying, well, we're not going to do the interview. I've done everything I have to do to get ready for this darn interview because I'm trying to make the show better. And I'm not going to give you a signed piece of paper before the interview. It depends how the interview goes. It depends what the show looks like. So now I'm really fed up again now. So, somebody better call me and clarify this. Kevin and I are fine, but don't you call me anymore because I don't want your call. You have no authority to do anything. So just tell him to call me and we'll sort it out. I'm really fed up with it.